Hello, this is Pinterest Pro Anna here, and I am live with you tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen because I want to demonstrate to you some of the things that I have talked about this week. And of course, if you read my blog, also some of the items that I included in my blog this week. So I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, there we go. And this is my blog this week. And I wanted to share this because the first thing I wanted to do was to talk about the flow chart, so to speak, that I came up with in my blog to illustrate how Pinterest is a lead generator. And of course, it begins with you optimizing images that will attract pinners. And then when they click on those images, they'll land on your website. Now, where the breakdown usually occurs is that when they land on your website, then you do not have anything there to gather information from these potential clients, from these leads. And so that is where you have to have a Pinterest ready website. And that's something that I discussed in a previous blog. And if that happens, then you're able to gather the leads. And then, of course, from there, the sales department has to sell the product or the service. Now, I want to also demonstrate this to you, and I'm going to use myself as an example because I have some good ones and I have some bad ones. So, and for example, here with historical hotels, and I have historical hotels and inns. And so if you click on, say, this one here, now this also brings up another point of how sometimes people on Pinterest want to just share information to get their name out there. And in a business like mine, that's something that is good to do because I don't really have a catalog to send people to. So I have here Napa River Inn, which is one of the historic hotels. And so when you click on this, what I do is I send them to their website to where the person could make a reservation. Okay, so that's one of the things that could happen. But in order to be effective for getting those leads for your business, what you're going to need to do is, for example, here where I have let me find it. Yeah, Pinterest marketing speaker. Here where I'm talking about how I can set up as far as account management is concerned, and I could train your people how to use Pinterest to be a lead generator. And then you'll notice here, if you click on this, then what happens is it goes to a page to where I collect their information. And I write that in the description. So you see, it's taking me, I'm gathering information here. I'm getting these leads. And that's what you want to do. Of course, as I said before, with the flow chart here, you have to have images that will attract pinners so that they will click on those images, and so that then they will land on your website or they may land on your calendar. Because, for example, here, let's try to find geek humor. Okay. Now you're like, how does that relate? Well, I talk about how as entrepreneurs, we like to laugh a lot because, things can kind of get to us after a while. And then I say, I would be willing to give you a free consult, 30-minute consult. So when they click on that pin, they are taken to a page where they can set up an appointment with me. So you see how you can use this tool so effectively. But the key is to set things up properly so that it is attracting those individuals to your website, to your pins that will then attract to your website, and you get the leads. And so I'm going to use one of my clients here. Okay. And so with them, okay, they have an actual product. So the way that I have it set up here is somebody looks at this ring, They really like it, so they click on visit, and it takes them to their web page. Now notice it didn't take them to their home page. It took the individual to the specific web page where they can then see about purchasing this particular ring. And that is something else that a lot of people, that's another one of those disconnects. Instead of sending them to a specific location, what they do is just send them to the home page. And to emphasize the frustration of that, let's go back to my Pinterest account and where I have the Pinterest marketing speaker. And I have here where I'm talking on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Well, if you click on this pin, okay, it takes you to their homepage. Well, now, if I had wanted to see what Pinterest Pro had to say on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and I get here, what am I going to do? I'm going to leave. All of us would do that because, okay, where would I find it? Oh, this is a bunch of crap. I'm leaving. Okay, so that's why you need to make sure that you have the specific URL for where they can find what you're telling them about with that pin. So hopefully that's been a little bit helpful in explaining to you how Pinterest really is a very effective lead generator. But the key is that you have to have the steps in place so that they are landing on your web page and you are gathering those leads. And then also, of course, you have to take the steps beforehand to make sure that you have your strategy, you have everyone on board, and you have everything in place to where then they can go to your Pinterest account and you can get those leads. Does it happen overnight? No. It takes a little while to get all of this in place. So keep that in mind. If you would like a free 30-minute consult with me about how Pinterest is a lead generator, I would be glad to talk with you about that. And all you have to do is to click on the Make an Appointment with Anna button that is here on my Facebook page, and I'll be glad to set up an appointment with you. So until next week, this is Pinterest Pro Anna saying stay warm out there, and I'm going to travel on down the Pinterest Super Highway.